You've been just in time. You've been just in time. First off, we want to thank you for taking this time out of your busy schedules to share with us today. And I want to start by asking, how is Mickey Joseph doing as a person, as a father, as a husband, as a friend? How are you doing mentally as a person?
Well, you know what? It's you don't get much time to think about yourself. You know, you're a coach in college athletics. You know, that can be any sport. So you know, as a father, you know, communicate with them. You know, try to communicate with them daily. You know, the kids. I have 6 kids. I have 3 boys and 3 girls. You know, and one's in Denver, one's in Omaha, 2 of them in Arizona, and 2's in Oklahoma. So you know, they all over. So you just try to communicate with them. But if they need something, they know how to get in touch with you. They know how to get in touch with you. And, you know, just you know, as a big brother, you know, I get to see my younger brother every day because he works at ULM as the DB coach, and talk to my brother, you know, VJ, you know, every other day, and my cousin Terry. So you still have time for family, but most of your time is spent in this building and spent with these kids. I'm honored to be the head coach at Grambling because I know it's such a prestige university and a national brand. So when you say the word Grambling, everybody, you know, recognizes it. You don't have to say where it's at. They know it's in Louisiana. They know Coach Robinson. They know Doug Williams. They know Shaq. They know these guys. So when you say Grambling, you know, I think Grambling's one of the best universities in the country. You know, and that's one reason I took this job. Well, the advantage here is that I want to say the support you get outside this building. You know, the support that you get from the ex-players, the alumni, you know, the administration. So, and everybody wants to win. You never hear anybody saying like it's okay just to win the homecoming and the Bayou class. You might get 1 or 2 people, but 98% of them want to win every game. But this the support you get, and you really enjoy that. Your family really enjoy that, and it makes you feel, you know, that they want you here. You got to maneuver a little differently, you know, especially when it comes to the finance side. You know, you gotta make sure you got to get what you need, not what you want. You got to get what you need to help you win, and that's what our administration do a really good job of that, of giving me what I need, not what I want. Because when I say I want a indoor, and they're working on that. You know, I want a new locker room. They're working on that. So even the things that I want, they're working to get it to me. But they do get me the things that I need. You know, we got a brand new scoreboard up there. You know, and that was a great thing. You know, we got the turf fixed. You know, I'm old school. You know, I don't need, you know, flashy things. I just needed things to help me win. I want to pack that house. I want to pack stadium. And we had a beautiful crowd Saturday night. You know, I glanced up there, but I really didn't look up there. You know, but I seen the student section. I could hear the student section, and I love that for my players, that they peers come out to watch them. You know, and they put on a good show for their peers. Well, we had to create more structure. We didn't think as a staff that they had a lot of structure, and I understand. You know, every coach does things their own way. But my motto is more of the college way, you know, structure. You know, this is your schedule, this is what you do, and this is, you know, this is how things are going to be. And then we also created competition. We made them compete. You know, kids that felt like they didn't get an opportunity with the previous staff, we gave them an opportunity with our staff. And then we went into the portal and got some kids that to make things really competitive. And our high school kids, we're really happy with our high school kid. You know, we really think they're going to be good players. So we brought structure and competition, and then you got to have want to with us. You got to have want to. We're going to start inside out. And when I say inside out, we're going to start in the state of Louisiana. We've been blessed to be in a high school recruiting bed where everybody in the country comes to Louisiana to recruit because of the brand of high school football that we play. So we're going to start inside out, and then we're going to make sure we hit our schools. I think we hit 85 to 90% of our schools this spring, because springtime is when we send all the coaches out and we try to hit every school in the state because we want to be visible. And I think that's the big thing, that you're visible. Some schools we went to, Grambling hadn't been there in 8, 10 years. But it's good because now we get that relationship kindled, we get it back going, you know, and And for us high school kids, first thing we look at, we got to look at those grades. We got to see if you're going to qualify now with them not having an ACT score. So we got to look at the grades, you know, and a kid might have a 2.3, 2.4, but it doesn't mean we're going to back off them. But if they got a 2.0, it's kind of hard for us because they need the 2.3. So we look at, then we're going to look at your character, what's your build up. And not that we judging you on it. We just got to know what we're dealing with. Doesn't mean we're not going to take it. We just got to know when you come through the door. You know, we took some kids that probably some people wouldn't have took. But I think being at an HBCU, we got to be able to take our own. We got to be able to do that. We try to compete hard as we can. You know, we're going to get outbidded by some group of fives. We might get outbidded by some FCS. But we work on, you know, getting establishment, you know, with our NIL people, you know, just to work with the kids to give them things outside of football. But as far as the transfer portal, when we go in there, first thing we offer a kid is an opportunity to play. Because if a kid's looking at us and the only thing they're looking at is NIL, we usually don't want them. Because the reason you're coming from a group of five to FCS, because you had lack of playing time up there. So we try to offer you playing time first. And then once you get here, then we'll talk an NIL deal. But we got to see what you can do first before we start breaking bread with you. Well, my thing is, it goes back to relationships, that they trust you, and the grass is not always green on the other side. We let them know that. But if a Power Five come in or a group of five come in and they say, hey, they're gonna give this kid $300,000, $150,000, well, we don't have that to give them. Then they got to make a decision about, you know, what their family needs. Just like coaches do it all the time. Coaches do it all the time, so you can't be upset with the kids when they make a decision that's going to help their family. So I'm going to work to keep them, but I understand when I lose them. Well, I think you know, you got to have media, you got to have social media, and it's got to be strong. Because you're right, they do look at those pages, they do follow those pages, they do look at, you know, the video that's put on those pages, the interviews. So you got to have a strong media department, you know. This day and age, back when I played, you didn't need it. You know, everything was word of mouth. Now everything is social media. So you got to make sure that part's right. And so I do. I was saying, when I like the videos, I didn't know y'all had them. So when I found them, I said, this is good. Because that's what we did at the big schools where we're at. We had videos we had hype videos before the game. So we had things like that. So, and people used to be waiting until that Friday when LSU dropped the hype video, Nebraska dropped the hype video, you know. So social media is important, and doing it the right way is important to me also, because it helps us in recruiting. It also helps us retain our kids. And it helps you get NIL deals, because a company might see a kid and say, hey, we want to use this kid. I used my kid, Dakotas Crawford, you know, when I took him to Nebraska with me. He got a thing with an AC company because of his name. So you never know what's out there until you put the brand out there. But the brand has to be put out there the correct way. I think we gave everybody opportunity, because coming in the building, we say, you know what? We don't want to cut all these kids. We want to see where they at mentally, where they at graduation-wise. We want to see where they at skill-wise, and what type of person these kids are. So we came in here, we gave them all opportunity. We met with each one of them. I met with each one of them before spring ball, gave them my expectations, how we was going to do things. And then we went into off-season conditioning, then we went into spring ball. And after the spring game, we made some decisions. And we had to go in a different direction with some of them because they didn't check the boxes. It doesn't mean that they're not good players, because they all landed somewhere. But we wanted the kids in here that we felt can help us win. Well, I think you have to grow the program with trust with your players. I think the programs grows when you have trust with your administration, trust with your athletic director, trust with the students. I think everything was trust, but also I think everybody's got to pull on the same side of the rope. That just because it's not my idea doesn't mean that it's going to work. Because our president has really good ideas, our athletic director have good ideas, my offensive coordinator, my general manager, my defensive coordinator, my special, everybody got. So what I do as a head coach, I try to listen. And if it makes sense to me about winning, I do it. Because one reason I'm a coach and I'm in this profession is to win. Because I'm going to help build players. I'm going to build you, because I'm a natural builder when it comes to leading men, you know, young men. So my thing is, have the trust. Everybody pulls on the same side of the rope. Because when everybody does that, you win. And that happened. That happened at LSU. I thought everybody pulled on the same side of the rope when we won a national championship. Well, with start order means that we get this thing back how it should be, with Grambling being on top. And that's one reason I wanted to take the job, because I knew it was going to be a challenge, but I know it was going. You can build here at Grambling when you say building a roster, because you can sell this name, Grambling State. You know, I can get Doug on the phone with a quarterback if I need one. So I can get Shaq. You know, I can get Tremont Douglas on. I can get multiple people on the phone with kids that positions that these guys play. You know, so we just happy that we was able to take this job, and it means the world to me and my family. It's like this. We start the week off after a game. We start the week off on Monday, and it's called Tell the Truth Monday. Everybody's got to check their feelings at the door. So does coaches, so does administrators. Whoever's involved with that game have to check their feelings at the door, because everybody gets evaluated on what went on Saturday, including me. Okay? Then we come back, we go competition Tuesday. So we want to compete there. It's a longer day, so we want to compete. It's a longer practice. It's more bang banging, and then we have takeaway, no turnover Wednesday. Okay, so we want to really take care of the football, but we want to build on Tuesday, and then on Thursday, there's no repeat Thursday, because now the game plan's in. You win Tuesday, Wednesday, no repeat Thursday. We don't repeat any plays, because if we got to repeat it, that means that we're not functioning as the 11 that we need to function. So we probably throw that play out, and then we have Focus Friday. Focus Fridays, like we come in here, we quiet, we get through our walkthrough, we focus, and we also have a developmental scrimmage for our younger kids. So we have a little fun. We let them have a little fun, because we also think that we still need to develop kids. We need to develop football players. So we have a developmental scrimmage where we have our young coaches call each side of the ball, and the full-time coaches sit back and evaluate their position, evaluate the kids that they brought in. And then on Saturday, just get your money Saturday. Got to get your money. But it goes back to how much you put in the bank during the week is how much you can draw out. So we have themes that we have to give them, because I also think you got to give them motivation quotes. You got to give them that weekly. Weekly. It's not practicing 1,000 kicks. It's you practice one kick 1,000 times. So that's how you get good. That's how you get consistent, because consistent wins in this business. If you're consistent on what you do, it wins. So we work a lot of situations here within our football program just to get their attention. And I think my assistant coaches, they do a really good job with that. Keys to victory this week is what we do every week. We have to line up. We can't have missed assignments, and we can't have loafs, because missed assignments and loafs get you beat. We got to know what we're doing, and we got to play hard. We can't turn down any hits. We got to run to the football. We got to get a hat on a hat. But I think also we got to establish the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. And we hadn't been happy with where we at on the offense side of the ball for us running the ball. So we're going to see how they come out the gate this week. The defensive line been doing a great job. I think Lafayette rushed for 118. I think this team rushed for 63. So they're doing a good job stopping the run, gap integrity on defense. And I think we got to play great special teams, because they're really good on special teams. We got to play great special teams. Double A's doing a really good job. I think we have a good scheme this week, but we got to be able to block and tackle in space. So it's still going to come to blocking and tackling. My offense, I want to score. My defense, I want to stop them. So whatever that takes. So it can be spread, it can be 12, it can be run the ball every play, throw it every play. I want to score on offense, and I want to stop them on defense. And in special teams, I want to be aggressive. But everything we do, offense, defense, and special teams, we're going to be aggressive. Well, I think that I'm approachable, that I still go to the junction and get my chicken, and I still hang out, and I live right 3 minutes away. I live in the community. That I don't go to live in Monroe. I don't live in, it's Ruston, but it's right there by Stadium Drive, so I call it Grambling. But and also that I'm here for them. I'm here to win here at Grambling, and I want all the ex-players to know that, under my leadership, that they're welcome to come back. They don't have to have an appointment. My door is always open. So I have that going on and ex-players coming back. You like to see ex-players coming back. You know, we got Coach Ellis coming up today. He's going to speak to the team. He speaks to the team every Thursday, you know. So I really enjoy being here. But that's what they got to know, that I'm an approachable person, that I'm down to earth. Because I know that, you know, we was always taught in my family, you don't get the big head. And we had superstars at our table. But, you know, when we ate, but when it was time to wash them dishes, you know, Vance had to do it, you know, Sammy had to do it, Terry, Derek, you know, we had to do things. So we was always humbled in our family.
That's a wrap, Coach.
I appreciate y'all.